Hello and welcome to my first ever tutorial in After Effects. Today we are going to create some basic animation which will look like this. And don't worry, this tutorial is totally made for beginners, so it won't be too hard. Let's make some cup of skills. At first we need to create a new composition. Composition is basically a so-called folder in which the main work is done. Press New Composition and set the same settings as do I, or set them by yourself, who cares. I usually choose 1920 by 1080p, 30 frames per second, duration about 10 seconds, and then press OK. Cool, we've just created a new comp. Now let's create something in this composition, for example a solid layer, which will be our background. Right-click on the empty space right here and choose New Solid. Or you can go to Layer, New, Solid. Now let's set the same settings for the layer as for our composition. To do this, we need to press Make Comp Size, and that's all we need. Now let's choose the color we want and hit OK. So right here we have our solid. Let's type some text above our layer. Choose Type tool and press on Preview Screen. Now let's type something like Hello World. If you want to change text font or size or something else, go to Character or to Paragraph. There are a lot of settings there, you can try them all if you want. But for now we have another mission. Let's go to Align and center our text. Cool, it's time for the main theme of today's video. Let's create some animation. Left click on the background layer to highlight it. Now press P on the keyboard to reveal a position property. We have two variables here, X and Y coordinates. X, the first one, and Y is the second one. We also have kind of stopwatch button right here, and that's what we need. But before pressing it, let's think about what we are going to create. I want that this background fully showed up from the left, so only X coordinate of the position property should be changed. And I also want to end this showing up, or in other words, end of this animation is within 1 second from the start. Okay, now I have a plan and it's time for animating the layer. Move a playhead on the position of 1 second. You can use combination Alt plus Scroll to change scale of your timeline. Try it a couple of times and you are already one step closer to Pro Editor. Moving on, click on the stopwatch of the position property. And boom, we have this little keyframe on our position timeline. That will be the end of our animation. Now move the playhead to the start and drag the layer, pressing Shift plus left button to the left. And that's it. Now you can press space and see what you have at the moment. That is so simple, right? So the main thing here is these small keyframes, which allow you to animate anything in entire world. Let's move on and create some text scale animation. Press on the text layer to highlight it, then press S on the keyboard to show scale property. Let's see what we have here. Two parameters, the first one is width scale, the second one is height scale. Move the playhead to 1 second and press the stopwatch of scale property. Now move to the start and type something like 0. And boom! Our second animation in After Effects is perfectly done. Now you can move these keyframes to speed up animations or change their timing. And let's create our last solid to fade out this composition. Layer, New, Solid. Let's change the color to yellow and press OK. Now, let's move playhead to 1 second and press the stopwatch of the position property. Then move to the start and move our layer above the composition using Selection tool. The second keyframe is created. Right now we have this animation. But we want it to move left and disappear in a couple of frames after appearing. How can we do it? Let's move our playhead for about 10 frames from the last keyframe. Now we want this place to be the starting point of our disappearing animation. So we need to add a keyframe which is the same as previous. To do this, just press a keyframe button. So these two keyframes are the same and there is no animation between them. move the playhead 10 frames more and drag that solid left using selection tool. Hold down Shift plus left button. That's it. But we see that text and our background didn't change. Of course they didn't, because their timing is leaving more than it needs. Simply go to the end of the layer, hold left button and drag it left to the place you want to be their end. Finally, our animation is completed. I've tried to do my best to explain the very simple basics as easy as possible. Hope you could find something interesting here. So if you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next episode. Good luck!